Hey everybody, welcome back to HitPoint, an RPG news show, an anime news show, niche news, whatever. We're going to talk about anything that really interests Baku and I today. And hey everybody, it's good to see you. We do stream every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And man, Baku, good to see you again. How you been, buddy?
Oh man, super tired. Lacking sleep. I don't know why. Just hadn't gotten good night's sleep, but we got a great show, so I'm excited for that.
We've got a lot going on. I'm pretty stoked. So yeah, welcome everybody. It's good to have you here. We're going to be taking a look at some trailers here, talking about new games that were announced and updates to games that have already been released. We've got a whole lot to catch up on. Last week, Baku walked us through a plethora of crazy news, of crazy announcements. And I don't know, Baku, is this going to be kind of part two of all of that, would you say?
Yeah, basically part two, but also I don't know how to put it. There are less shows, but they're more impactful as far as like RPGs concerned. So,
yeah, this is our week to shine.
This is our week.
So how have you been enjoying your week so far, Baku? Has it been pretty crazy? What have you been up to?
I still haven't decided my new streaming schedule. That's what I've been working on over at twitch.tv/Bakusan JRPG. Linking it down in the description below. I really thinking Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is my day. But we'll see. How about you, man? What have you been up to?
Well, lately I've been still continuing my playthrough of Chrono Cross, but I just decided it's time for me to bite the bullet. I actually moved my computer down to the basement, and it's down there now. So I have moved it. So I'm no longer like in the same room. I've gone Linus Tech Tips, Linus Sebastian. I've gone full LTT and just put my computer in another room so I can enjoy the quiet and the coolness of my own room without because by the end of these streams, you might not realize it, but it's like 80 degrees in here. And it's mostly because my door has to stay shut for audio reasons. And that thing is like a space heater just pumping out heat. So anyways, I drilled a hole through the floor and ran some cables, and it looks really nice. And I'm going to make a video kind of showing it off a little bit, but
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to kind of show that off once it's completely done. Anyways.
So it's not completely done yet. Okay.
I mean, I've still got some keystones and stuff that I'm waiting to arrive to make it fully, 100% fit and finish. I want it to look real pro. Right now it's connected the way it's going to be connected. I just got some polish to finish it up with. So
man, I'm looking forward to that video.
Yeah.
When is Super Derek Tech Tip gonna come?
that I actually thought about making a second channel once upon a time, but I realized I barely have enough time to make this channel. So
yeah.
But anyways, I do have a quick update for everybody who saw our last episode and saw that we had a new merch drop here. Over at shop.superderekrpgs.com, you can find our latest HitPoint t-shirt as well as the Super Derek logo tee and two variants of the Hype Responsibly t-shirts. You can get them in mint and ice blue. The quick update is that we still have some. However, you might want to order yours soon if you want one, because the people behind Switch Wicked, my good friends Dana Nash, are actually going to be on a little bit of a vacation here this week. So anything ordered between Tuesday and Friday, there will be a bit of a delay until they return. So get yours today. Shop.superderekrpgs.com and enjoy. So
yeah.
Baku, what would you say is this week's top headline?
Man, Final Fantasy VII? I don't know. This little game that no one's ever heard of? I don't know. They had a bunch of
Isn't that underground kind of indie RPG made by a corporation?
Wow.
I don't know.
Of course, Mr. Derek would know about this one. Yeah, like Final Fantasy. I can't believe they had 7 games already. Wow. I heard the 16th one that's coming. That's insane. Wow.
Nuts. So
anyways,
big news,
we'll be talking about that. Yeah.
Big news in that regard. We'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah. So
yes, we will.
All right. Well, before we do, maybe we should take a look at some of those some comments that we got from the last video.
Yes. Let's see. So we've got a comment right here from Poison. I have no basis for this, but I really think there is going to be a separate announcement for Persona Switch versions. I can feel it in my gut. We hope you're right, Poison. We hope you're right.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about that once we give an update to Persona. So hang on to your thoughts. We'll give some updates. And we've got one more related to Persona from XX Nike 629XX saying, waiting to see PS5 collection include the first 2 Persona games. I've never played a first 2 Persona game. You have, right, Derek? I remember you streaming those.
Yeah, the first 2 or maybe 3 Persona games are really they're very different. And right. I can understand why somebody might want them included, but I can also see why some people might, like in Atlas's case, maybe not see it as being a particularly great thing to throw into a collection, because tonally and thematically and from a gameplay perspective, they are vastly departed. You know, a lot of games we kind of come to expect, you know, with especially Persona at this point, that everything's going to be kind of iterative upon Persona 3, 4, and 5 now, and but Persona 3 itself was like a revolution in its in that its regard, genre. Yeah. So it really broke the mold. The games prior were great, but they were a lot more standard turn-based RPGs. Persona 1 even was actually like a first-person dungeon crawler in all of its dungeons and stuff. So, you know, it was a bit different.
Old school SMT affair, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, back before they even knew that Persona was going to be its own thing, really, it was like, oh, here's this little spin-off of SMT. Therefore, it's very close to, you know, OG SMT.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a question for all of you. How many of you all want to see the first 2 games ported to a modern system? I would welcome it. I mean, in fact, if they can move it over to the Switch, I think that would be great.
I agree.
I think it would be a great game for the Switch. Like any game that was released on the PSP, they could basically pop over to the Switch. Thank you. Saying like, yeah, or maybe the Vita. Yeah, the Vita. Yeah, touchscreen. Yeah. Just don't get that back touch thing. That was stupid. Sony, what were you thinking? I hated the back touch thing. That was dumb.
I've never actually used it.
I have never used it either.
I only ever had a Vita TV or a PS TV, which is really nice because, you know, it lets you capture gameplay and stuff for reviews and stuff. But the back controls, I honestly just never got it.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. I didn't play any games that needed it. I mean, front touching screen is nice, but like back touching screen, I don't even know what I'm touching. You know, like I don't even know what I'm touching.
Just
anyways,
blind controls. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a side quest that we sent out to folks, right, Derek?
We sure did. All right, are you ready to start awarding some XPs for these side quests?
You know, while you do that, let me go take care of a thing. Sorry. Why don't you go ahead and just go off on the list, and I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
You bet. Okay. All right. So we got several people who responded to last week's question about basically what were the PS2 era games that you would really like to see remastered. And while we did talk about several, some of which were definitely tongue-in-cheek, some of them we did completely space, like the Shadow Hearts series, for instance. Shadow Hearts 1, 2, and 3, all 3 of them would be fantastic to get remade, and may have even at one point been some rumblings of that going into the beginnings of that, but who knows? Beyond that, we also got some requests for Star Ocean 3, Suikoden 3 through 5, Dragon Quest 8. I really, really want to see not a port of Dragon Quest 8 from PS2, but I'd love to see the 3DS port of Dragon Quest 8 onto Nintendo Switch or something, so we can get the extra content that we can't get from, you know, the PS2 one. Oh, hey, that's a pretty nice little T-shirt you got there, Mr. Baku-san.
Why, thank you. Yeah, this tee just fits so well. It just like hugs the body.
It does. Yeah, man, that looks looks wonderful, and I see you've got a full hit point bar. I'm glad to see your
Oh my god, it's my hit points full. Yes, I'm not gonna die anytime soon.
Yeah, Genki desu. Yeah.
So I meant to wear the shirt for today's show, and I completely forgot about it until you brought up the whole shirt thing. I'm just like,
good call. Good call.
Anyways, yes. Hi. So what game we on? Valkyrie Profile 2. Amazing.
Yeah. How about you go ahead and talk about Valkyrie Profile?
Oh god, Valkyrie Profile 2 is it's a scary looking game. Listen, I would love to see a Valkyrie Profile 2 if and only if they fix the art style. Like they do, like how they do with what's that game
Minstrel
recently?
Song?
The Last of Us.
Oh,
Last of Us. You know how like they completely the new Last of Us announcement that they made? They're completely redoing the models. I mean, some people liked this, some people didn't, but for this game, you absolutely have to please fix the models. Just like it's just like that uncanny valley was just drives me crazy. And we already know the minstrel song's coming, and just the universally hated art style, and I don't know why they are like still going through with it, but I mean, more like universal, but
I'm honestly morbidly curious about that one.
Yeah.
We also have got from other people here Tales of the Abyss. Some
that's a good one. Tales of the Abyss is good. Yeah.
Xenosaga. My gosh, I would be so happy if they remade the Xenosaga games, because then I wouldn't have to spend, $2 or $3 or however many hundreds of dollars on on Xenosaga 3 in order to play the trilogy.
Who owns Xenosaga?
Namco Bandai.
Really?
Bamco.
Man, the Xeno series has gone through 3 separate companies. That's crazy.
I know, right?
Started with Squaresoft, and then Bandai Namco, and then now a Monolith. I'm surprised that they were able to get Cosmos on Xenoblade 1.
Did they?
They did.
Cool.
Oh, Xenoblade 2. Sorry, not Xenoblade 2. Not Xenoblade 1. Xenoblade 2.
Okay.
They got Cosmos on Xenoblade 2. Yeah.
I was going to say, I never played any of it. So.
Yeah. Huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Must
be a collab thing. I mean, look, if I was Bandai Namco and they're still making RPGs, like I would totally seize this opportunity and go with the Xenosaga. Maybe like fix some of the model issues so that they are more consistent throughout the trilogy. Because especially people really didn't like the second one.
Especially with the way that Xenoblade has taken off, Namco reinvesting into Xenosaga to kind of capitalize on some of that. Oh, that's gotta be ringing all kinds of bells.
It's gotta be top agendas. Yeah, it's gotta be their top agenda. Well, you know what? Let's see how Xenoblade Chronicles 3 does. Because if Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is like a breakout success, I guarantee you Xenosaga is gonna get. I guarantee you. Just from a business perspective.
That's a Baku-san JRPG guarantee. You can take that to the bank.
It is not a rumor. It is my guarantee, which is probably worth less.
We also got some.
It is not even a rumor.
Some people also mentioned the Wild Arms series, and I've only played the Wild Arms games on PlayStation 1, so I don't know about the PS2 era ones, but I would love to see more Wild Arms for sure.
I don't think we have any Wild Arms like remastered remake right now, so it would be the whole series. Absolutely. It's a great classic.
Yeah. And we had Growlancer and the OG.hack series also.
OG.hack, yeah. Actually, they talked about doing the OG.hack at some point, because they did .hack GU in on Steam, at least I know. I don't know any other platform, but so they asked CyberConnect if they plan on doing it, and they said that there's sort of plans. But if GU sells well, we'll revisit it. I don't know how well GU sold. But
how long ago was that? Because it's
been a while.
The last news I heard about it was that they wait. The money, the bean counters, the money people did some analysis and determined that it wouldn't be a profitable endeavor.
Yeah,
that was 2 years ago, I think, that last I heard about it. But
no, that's about the same time frame. Yeah, they wanted to see if GU would sell well, and I don't think it met their goal. So it costs money to do these things, guys. Man, you got to vote with your wallet. That's what it is.
That's true. And then finally we have Atelier Iris and Mana Khemia series. So, I've not played any Mana Khemia or Atelier, so
Atelier Iris, instead of like their typical Atelier kind of game, it focuses more on the RPG aspect
Oh
instead
yeah.
of the like alchemy aspect. So a lot of RPG fans like the Iris series a lot more versus your typical Atelier series. In fact, some people are still playing those games, and they're really well liked.
Hmm.
I think there are like 3 games in the Iris series. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for submitting your answers. 100 experience points awarded to each of you, and you have all gained a level. Congratulations.
For what it's worth.
Now we can move on to our voicemail, which, by the way, we didn't actually get any new voicemails this week.
Ooh.
I know. It's okay, though. So, what I will say is if you would like to leave us a voicemail and have it played on the air, do be sure to leave us a voicemail at 785-337-3805, and we'll play it on the air. And also, we will accept voice files sent to HitPoint at superderekRPGs.com, and otherwise we'll be taking a look at super chats at the end of each episode. So if you have a burning question that cannot wait until we play your voicemail next week, throw that into the super chats and we'll take a look later on.
Yes.
All right.
You got it. All right. It's like down to a science now. All right.
I know. Here, I'll even tackle this next topic because I forgot to go assign myself topics here. So I'll take this one.
Let's do it.
All right. So we got some updates to something we talked about last week. Last week, we were talking about the new Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal. And so pretty much right after we stopped recording last week, like as soon as we turned the thing off, Atlus confirmed that these newly announced games will actually be coming to additional platforms, not just the Xbox. I almost said Xbox 360, the Series X and Series S, and not just the Windows Store, but it's also going to be coming to PS4. No, PS4? Was that right? Here, let me double. I'll read from the document.
There's the whole list.
Yeah.
I gave you the whole list.
I know you did. Okay, so
yes.
So Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden are coming to PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox Game Pass, and PC via Steam. So it will be coming to Steam. Digital only. There are no set dates, though, for the Xbox version, though the Xbox version did say sometime in 2023. Now, as for Persona 5 Royal, that's a little bit special. So they mentioned that it's also going to be releasing on PlayStation 5, in addition to the Xbox One, Series X and S. And it's also coming to Game Pass and PC via Steam. So there's really no word on the possibility of updating your PS4 version to the PS5 version, unfortunately.
Yeah, man, that would be nice. I have the PS4 version that I bought day one that I have not touched at all. Now, if Atlus says, hey, if you already bought P4 Royal, you can just upgrade it in your PS5. Amazing. That would make my day. I would love to play it on PS5.
Are they going to be able to successfully trick me into buying it a third time? I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Yeah,
well, I did it for P4G, so
people are saying the modding is going to happen. So I don't know what kind of modding they're thinking about, but for anything that's on PC, it's fair game for modders. So hey, if you're into modding, I think that's one big reason why you'd be super excited about the PC release for all three of these games.
I can't wait to increase my social link with Thomas the Tank Engine.
Someone make it so. If we have a modder in here right now who's planning to mod anything, please, Thomas the Steam Engine, the Steam Engine, right? Yes. Mod that in there for Derek, and he'll play it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, by the way, there is also a rumor, or it might be a leak, or something here that says that P5R may be going to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
We'll acknowledge that rumor exists, but we have to remember that because it's not an official announcement, we kind of have to just hype responsibly and not overhype it and cautiously be optimistic about it, but I wouldn't make plans about it, just yeah, hold tight. Now, in
Yeah.
somewhat related news, it's been leaked that the Nintendo will be having a Nintendo Direct in late June, and
Mhm.
they might talk about some Persona games maybe coming to the Nintendo Switch in that. So this is basically double rumor territory. So don't take any of this as like fact. Of course, hype
Yes.
responsibly, and we'll be sure to give you your update once the official word has been dropped.
Yeah. Absolutely. No shame in pressing after doubt until an official announcement. Absolutely do not buy into just random rumors. There are some rumors that are there's some leaks, I should say. There's some leaks that are more credible than others. This P5R one is just like a case on some third party seller website that got leaked. That's like, that could be anything. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Like, but we'll talk more about different levels of leaks later on. But yeah, for this one, take it in a grain of salt. If it comes to the Switch, though, awesome, because we're all for more ways to play a game without limits. But again, just what Derek said. What a wise man had said once about hype. What was it, Derek? What was that? What is that about hype?
Wise man said, "Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza."
Well, there you go. But also hype
yeah, and hype responsibly, yes.
All right. So I'm gonna rapid fire tell you guys some release that's coming next week. So not a year from now, not a month from now, next week. Okay, here are a couple of games. All right. The Caligula Effect 2 on the PC port is coming in June 23rd. Sonic Origins coming on June 23rd on PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and the PC. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, that basically the Dynasty Warrior kind of game with Fire Emblem a Three Houses character. That's coming to the Switch on June 24th. Capcom Fighting Collection, which is a collection of like old Capcom fighting games that you can play now online, which is really cool. That's coming June 24th on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and the PC via Steam. Last but not least, we got Pocky and Rocky Reshrined on June 24th, released on PS4 and the Switch. I do believe they have online multiplayer on that one, so that was really cool.
Nice. That's really exciting.
So those are some games that we're just throwing out rapid fire. But this next one, we're going to spend a little bit of time because we haven't talked about this one yet. And I'm super excited for this.
All right. Well, do you want to take this one, Baku, then, since you're super excited for it?
Yeah, sure. Want to switch off?
You bet.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about Somnium Files nirvanA Initiative, which is the sequel to the original Somnium Files. It is developed and published by Spike Chunsoft, and this is from the creators of the Zero Escape series. In case you've never heard of this game before, it's from the creators of Zero Escape series, 999, Kotaro Uchikoshi. This is a direct sequel to that 2019 games and aforementioned. Mitsuki Okiura from the first game returned. Now, 6 years later, is the protagonist's new title. She is now a special agent of the Aigis Squad with the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, and she has Aiba implanted into her left eye. Mitsuki will be joined by another character, Ryuki, who will serve as the game's secondary protagonist. So that's all really exciting stuff. We've got a trailer for you that we would like to show. So let's take a look at that.
You bet. Oh, hang on. Technical difficulties. They can't see the screen. All right.
That's a
let me fix that real quick.
Beautiful trailer. Yeah. Wow, the music is phenomenal.
Yeah, this is what happens when I remove my computer and everything from the office. All right, let me fix this here.
Also, just kidding. The trailer's not even playing right now.
Yeah, I know.
For anyone who's like, "What music? What are you talking about?" We'll get there. You know what we need is a technical difficulty, like sound that we can play. Like screen that we can slap on. Wouldn't that be nice? I think that's what they need for OBS. Like if I haven't figured out how to do that yet, like be able to throw on like a max source so I can work on other sources, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because right now you can only like they'll see whatever source you're working on, but like wouldn't it be nice if I can have like a technical difficulties screen that I can just turn on, and like once I turn that on, it just like mask every other scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, OBS, get to it.
Well, this is this is a little awkward, isn't it? Because, yeah, that's not working right. It should be working, but it's not.
It should be working, but it's not.
Yep. All right. Well, tell you what, I do have a standby screen I can try and mess with. So here, let's switch.
Oh, okay.
Yep. First time.
Standby screen.
Yep. Please stand by. Jeez.
This is the first time we ran into this. That's weird.
All right. Just
well,
let me
here while you fix that. Let me read some chat from the chat and see if we have anything cool going on. Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Let's see. Blah 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 blah. Tales to Azure. Yes, I also need to order Tales to Azure. Man, I ordered Tales from Zero, but not Tales to Azure. I need that. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Tactical Reborn. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, Michael. We're gonna talk about Tactics Ogre Reborn. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Let's see. Will there be pronunciations error in this video? Absolutely. 1,000%. In fact, I'm pretty sure we've already mispronounced something already.
Cool. I think we've got everything sorted out.
Oh, yeah?
Thank you for the stalling. And let's try this again. Hey.
Oh, hey.
All right. Can you press play?
God, you're a genius. Did you know that?
Man.
Can you guys see it? Are you guys seeing this?
They can see it.
Please let me know.
The most professional podcast on all of YouTube.
I'll never forget. It's the left half of his body.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is definitely a sci-fi murder mystery sort of thing.
Teleported here from a parallel world.
The base sequence was an exact match with the left half that was found.
There are no signs of him ever having been frozen.
And yet his time of death is 12 o'clock today.
The estimated time of death is approximately 9 hours ago.
I had a dream.
The time limit within Somnium is 6 minutes.
It wasn't a good dream.
So is this featuring a lot of the same characters as the original or different?
Yes. So some of the original characters, but now it's like 6 years later, so they have grown up. The main character is like one of the non-playable characters from the first game, but now she's grown up and she's joined the police force.
Cool.
You see the previous protagonist, and you'll see like some characters from the previous game, so it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about him. This place is...
So in this game, like there's this machine that lets you dive into people's memories and like try to investigate. So that's basically one of the mechanics that you will be using. So that's why all these like crazy worlds of like, this girl with the blue hair, she's Mitsuki. So yeah. So she's the new protagonist. Like, I've got to tell you, like, I can't delve into much more in this game, but the first game was just incredible, and it kept me guessing all the way to the end. It was amazing, and so this second game is like just highly anticipated from fans of the genre, people who like again, just like Zero Escape. If you're a fan of like Danganronpa, like you're gonna love this one.
Awesome.
So this game has a June 24th release on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC. So basically any modern platform you can get this game. No excuse, right? The collector edition will come with an art book, a soundtrack, and also a special Aigis Pop Up Parade figure that's produced by Good Smile Company. And that's some quality stuff.
Nice.
That's not like a first party thing. They actually teamed up with Good Smile Company to make this special pop-up figure. I really hope that they will make other ones, because we'll talk about Pop-Up Parade and why you should care about this in later on when we talk about merch. But this is also that one thing that Amazon messed up. Amazon US. Remember, like 3 weeks ago, we talked about that. Yeah, this is the game. You see, like it's like a month before release. Before release, they decided to just drop it. Thankfully, I think GameStop is honoring my later purchase, at least at this point.
Awesome.
We'll see. Fingers crossed that we get it.
Fingers crossed. We'll be sure to give you an update, guys, once that's finally received and in hand.
Yes, you'll see it. I'll show it off.
All right. Next, we got an announcement here. Dragon's Dogma 2. So during the Dragon's Dogma 10th anniversary, Hideaki Itsuno, I hope I said that right, unzipped his hoodie and revealed the Dragon's Dogma 2 t-shirt, stating that the game is now in development.
He was just like...
like Superman coming out of a phone booth, absolutely.
Dragon Dogma 2.
Absolutely nothing is known about the game other than maybe the logo and Hideaki's involvement. But
that's basically it.
Still very exciting news for fans of the series to see that. Yeah. I mean, that first one came out 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
And just like that was it.
Well, I mean, they've all these things, right? They had like an anime series made, but like no new game. And people are just like, come on, give us a new one. So finally, Capcom's like, all right, I think 10 years long enough. Time to rip off the sweaters and show you that new logo. I'm not now. We're not sure if that logo is going to be like the logo, right? I mean, things can still change so early on, but they're like, I don't know. They just like, we're developing it. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
Hey, you know what? The fact that it's been greenlit though it's news for celebration, right? So
absolutely, and that is the reason why we have to talk about it today.
You bet.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about a small little indie games. See, I wasn't even going to include indie games this week because we have so many big hitters, or at least like big companies coming out. But this one, I think you'll find this one interesting, at least, Derek. I really do. Let's see how you feel when you see it. Okay,
sure.
So this game is called DemonSchool from publisher Eastbird Games and developer Necrosoft Games. This is a new indie tactical horror RPG that shows inspiration from classic Italian horror films and horror manga. That's a weird mix. And it already got me intrigued. Yeah, they were citing like 70s and 80s Italian horror film. But let's continue.
Yeah,
you will follow Faye, the lost living heir, to a long forgotten family of demon hunters as she conducts supernatural investigations with her group of friends. The game features a school schedule and 15 characters that can form relationships over the course of the game. Sounds a lot like Persona.
It does. Yeah.
Various choices made through the game will affect how the story will play out and ultimately end. Take a look at that trailer and see if you like it.
Yeah, let's.
I have a strong feeling that this is like Derek will at least be intrigued by this.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued. Oh, look at that. That's a unique aesthetic right there.
Yeah. I love the way they run.
That's cool. So it's got that
eyeliners,
isometric in some areas, but then there's so combat is isometric.
Combat is isometric tactics battle.
That is cool.
Look at that manga.
Yeah.
That's the manga inspiration from like the cut-ins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does this look like outside of combat? That's kind of what I'm curious about, because it showed them running down a hall. Is that like what the actual game looks like, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
This is
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay with
Nighttime.
that. I'm actually. Oh yeah. So it's got a schedule.
Schedules.
Yeah.
The seal is breaking down. It's got interesting monster design, just like Persona. Oh my god, look at that.
Dude, this is like if Persona 2 and Persona 3 had a baby.
Exactly. So when I saw that, I was just like, that looks kind of Persona 1 and 2-ish
Yeah.
to me.
It's definitely giving those vibes for sure.
I love like the monster design. Looks
Ooh.
really good.
I love that like gore splatter. You know?
Yeah.
This looks beautiful.
Yes. That's why I had to show it. I really
Ah.
debated. I'm like, do I want to? Do I want to? We have a really packed schedule today. But that game looks gorgeous. And I was like, all right, you've convinced me. I got to show this off.
Plus, the music also
yeah.
sounds a bit retro wave, you know, a little
Kind of
bit.
synth wave. Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Yeah. Alrighty. So this game will be coming out 3. Just good things are worth the wait, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to be released on PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and the PCs. So all modern consoles. So you don't have to be like, I don't have a gaming PC. It's on basically everything except for mobile phone. But we got some stuff for mobile phone later on, so hang tight. All right. Yeah. So that looks really good.
All right. So next up, we've got Labyrinth of Galleria. And this is a announced game from NIS America that the sequel to Labyrinth of Refrain is called Labyrinth of Galleria. It is, the Moon Society. We'll see an internet. Yeah, the Moon Society. Well, okay. That's the subtitle. It is Labyrinth of Galleria, the Moon Society. And then you wrote, we'll see an international release. I'm like, the Moon Society will see an international release. Well, what about the rest of us who aren't in the Moon Society? I got you.
We're in the Earth Society.
Okay. All right. So like the previous game, this dungeon crawling game will have players build puppets, level them up, and send them diving down into the labyrinth. So we have got a trailer that we can take a look at for this one as well.
Yes. This trailer shows a lot of stuff, but man, I wish it showed more gameplay. Yeah, but unfortunately, this is what we got so far. If the art and the music looks very Disgaea, well, because it should.
NISA.
It's my NIS, so yeah. What do you expect?
Yeah.
That is so Disgaea art there.
Uh-huh. Definitely.
Like unmistakably
100%.
Disgaea. 100% Disgaea art. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said that there's not really any gameplay, so it's
There it is. Just sad. That's why I'm like, I wish there was a little bit more gameplay. But I mean, it just shows battles. I wish I show you a little bit more. Battle's important, but I want to see like other things. Yeah. I guess in many senses, this game is a lot like the Heroes Academy in a way, where like you're building a group of people and then you're going into do dungeon crawl. But instead of like a class of heroes, now you have like a bunch of puppets that you're sort of the puppeteer who are like building these magical puppets to do these things. So first similar concept. Yeah, but if you like that kind of game,
and we're expecting to see it in early 2023 on PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. The game is immediately available in Japan. So
that's right. So if you want to read the Nihongo, you can go play that right now. But if you're like the rest of us who are not well versed in Moon Runes, please wait until early 2023.
You didn't have to call me out like that, Baku, but okay.
I'm calling out myself. What are you talking about? Okay. Next up, we got a big game that got buried under, unfortunately, which is crazy. I think, and the game is called Wolong Fallen Dynasty. So I don't know if you guys have not heard of Wolong Fallen Dynasty. I don't blame you, because it got like buried under Resident Evil and buried under Final Fantasy VII. But make no mistake, this is a huge AAA title. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja. I mean, like You've heard of them, right? I don't know. I just assume.
Yeah. I've heard of.
Just me. Yeah, I heard of them. Announced their newest project to be Wolong Fallen Dynasty. It's a Soul-esque game similar to Neo, which they've also worked on, that will take place in the Three Kingdoms period in China. Now, not much is known about this game at this time, other than the trailer that we'll show you in just a minute. But I do want to point out that the kanji of the name Wolong does offer some possibilities as to what this game is about. This is where my Chinese knowledge comes in. Wolong is the nickname of a famous military strategist in that area, and his name, I believe, is Zhuge Liang or Koming, which, by the way, there's a recent anime that came out, Your Boy Koming, that guy. No, serious. That's
what it's called?
Recent anime called Your Boy Koming. I'm not kidding.
What's up,
he's
YouTube? It's your boy,
he's a rapper. Serious.
Oh
I'm
my God.
dead serious.
That's great.
And apparently it's a really funny anime. So I don't know. You should check it out. I haven't watched it yet because I want to wait until it's done airing up and shit. Yeah, but that guy. So his nickname is called Wolong in real life. Is due to his reclusive lifestyle, but his brilliant strategy, right? So it also means crouching tiger. Crouching dragon for anyone who's wondering what it translates to in English. So that's one possibility. Now, another sense, Wolong can also refer to anyone who is really strong, or really powerful, really influential, but lives a very relatively modest lifestyle. So and hence why Koming also has that name, because he's like a super brilliant strategist, but then he's also recluse. So this can also refer to someone else who has that similar attribute. So in the website it says militia soldier fighting for survival in a chaotic Three Kingdoms. So it could be that this is really just in a reference to someone who has the power to change the world, but remain very unknown through history. So we'll see what that really means. But I'm very intrigued by why they decide to call this game that. So let's take a look at the trailer, because this game looks incredible for anyone who's down for more Soul-esque games.
All right. Gross.
Yeah, that's a little. War is gross,
It's true.
Yeah, war is not fun.
War.
What is it good
never
for?
changes.
Damn, I thought you were gonna say war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Look at that.
That looks nice.
Well, I mean, what do you expect from Team Ninja, anyways? You know what I'm saying?
Ninjas.
Ninjas.
This is what is this? Team Samurai? Where's the ninjas at?
They've since walked away from the Ninja Gaiden games, which is a shame.
I know. Maybe at some point they'll revive them with this new, Souls-esque. Ooh. That looks like pretty cool cinematic. I want to see some.
That's definitely Lube right there. I mean, not Lube. What's his name? Not Lube. Dang it, I forgot his name. Never mind. I can't remember his name. He's
Salbe?
the strongest warrior in the Three Kingdom era. I can't remember his name.
That's okay.
Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah, but anyone who's ever played a Dynasty Warrior probably recognize the horse and the pike and the helm that he's famous for. Okay. Someone also mentioned Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Yeah, it's that same word. You think you're kidding? No, it's that exact same kanji for crouching. It's that very kanji. So yes, you're absolutely right on that regard.
Sweet.
But instead of Crouching Tiger, it's Crouching Dragon.
Yeah.
So it's the same meaning though. Okay, so that game is coming out early 2023 on PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC. Just not the Switch. Not quite powerful enough to handle the Crouching Tiger, if you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that game looks fabulous, and it's just insane that there isn't enough buzz about the game, because now that's a lesson to all these like marketeers, right? Like, don't do a release right around something that might be bigger than your game. I don't care. I know, hey,
Yep.
but you're talking about Final Fantasy VII, right? It's
Mhm.
just like, maybe do this the week after.
I mean, it's not even like they didn't know that Final Fantasy VII was having a big event.
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
they just Leroy
Just a
Jenkins that thing, huh? Just like, all right, we're doing it.
Well, they announced it before, but like, I don't know, it just like kind of fallen by the wayside. It's just it's very unfortunate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's too bad. All right. Well,
Anyways, but yeah, but look forward to it.
all right.
Okay.
So I would normally take this next one, except I already talked about it. So
I try highlighting it. I was
I
like
know.
highlighting it. I'm like, seeing me. That's fine. But let's talk a little bit about the Capcom Showcase. So, recall from last week, I said that, hey, there's a whole bunch of showcase coming in. There's the Final Fantasy thing. There's the Guerrilla Collective, which ends up not having a whole lot of news for us in terms of RPGs. But do check out the Guerrilla Collective Showcase 3.5, though. There are a lot of great games, and there's just nothing that really felt like would fit into our show. A lot of great indie games. But the Capcom Showcase did show a couple of things. It showed us experimental. I don't remember what that game is. It's a live service name I didn't care about clearly. It did show us more on Monster Hunter. What is it? Monster Hunter Rise Daybreak, which is the huge expansion that's coming, and we'll talk about that right before the release with more details. The thing that we do want to touch upon this week's show is a couple of things. First, let's talk about Resident Evil 2 Remake, 3 Remake, and the 7 port. So Capcom bringing these 3 titles to what they call the next-gen consoles, which is PS5, Xbox Series X and S, with ray tracing, higher frame rate, and 3D audio. Now, in addition to these updates rolling to the new generation console, PC versions, because clearly PCs can handle those, will get free upgrades with these next-gen features. Yeah.
That's very incredible. That's awesome.
Exactly. Except there's just a small, tiny problem with that.
Oh.
Now,
no.
although the free upgrades for PC was welcomed by some, it also raised the system requirements for games such that it is no longer playable for some players. It also broke many mods, which didn't sit well with the player base. Just, I love your reaction. You're like, wow, that's great. I'm like, but hold on.
Not so fast.
Not so fast there, sir. Now, so there was initially no way to roll back the upgrades or disable the upgrades. But following immediate backlash, Capcom responded by adding the option to revert to the previous version for the 3 games. So if you sitting watching the show has these games upgraded, found out you couldn't play, got really angry, just know that there is a way to revert back to the previous version. I think it's like DX11 instead of DX12. That's part of it. It forced you to use DX12s to use like ray tracing and stuff.
Yeah.
It will revert back to DX11. So congratulations. Don't worry. All your mods are still going to be fine. Just revert back to and they have instructions to revert. So just do that.
That's cool.
So next up, we got an upgrade or update, to Resident Evil Village. For those who don't know what that is, Resident Evil Village is the 8th game to the Resident Evil main series. This new thing is called Resident Evil Village Gold Edition. So the Gold Edition will come with 3 added features, and 2 of those I'm extremely excited about. The first one is the third-person mode that lets player play from a over-the-shoulder viewpoint, kind of like Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake rather. So I'm super excited because I can't do first person. I cannot do first person. And some of my viewers on my Twitch channel, when they see first person game, they will just like vomit right? So, but
jeez.
somehow third person makes it a lot easier for them to watch, and it makes it easy for me to play.
Mhm.
So absolutely welcomed. And this is not like a mod, like so all the cutscenes that you usually see from the first person perspective, now they will be seen from the third person perspective. So it's
Oh,
all
good.
redone from Capcom, which is super awesome.
Yeah.
The second feature, which I'm a little less excited about, is the Mercenaries additional orders, which will add Chris Redfield, Carl Heisenberg, and Lady Dimitrix. Okay, you know, I
Perfect.
can never
Nailed
pronounce
it.
her name. Whatever. Yes. Okay. As playable characters, and they'll also be adding new stages. But hey, if you're big on like I think the Mercenaries thing is kind of like maybe like a Left 4 Dead kind of situation where like you want to outlast like zombie hordes. I don't know what it is. I'm just like OG games.
Mhm.
Less excited about, but hey, absolutely cool if you guys are into that one. Last but not least, and this is the second one that I'm super excited about, is called Shadows of Rose, which is a brand new story that takes place 16 years later after the events of Resident Evil Village. Player will continue the story as Ethan's daughter Rosemary, who is in search of a way to break free of her curse. So now no spoilers. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say because that's
Okay.
all there is from the website. So I don't want to get into it to
Sure.
spoil anybody. Now, what if I have the game already? Like, can I just get these? Absolutely. People who already have the base game can purchase what is called the Winter's expansion just to get these features. So you do not have to buy a brand new game to get these. You can just buy the expansion.
All right.
Shall we take a look at the trailer?
Yeah, sure. How much is that expansion? Do you know?
I saw it, but I didn't type it down.
Oh, that's all right.
I try not to include price because those fluctuates.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it sounded like a reasonable number. You can upgrade for $60.
Oh, by the way, you know what's interesting is that Shadows of Rose is automatically third person.
Oh, cool.
So I think they're starting to think maybe first person was not a good idea.
Things even Chris doesn't know I can do. I want to live a normal life.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Like
Nice.
everyone gives Square Enix like props for making super good looking graphics and what have you, right?
Oh, they're not the
Capcom
only
is
game in
like-
town.
Oh no, Capcom is definitely closing in fast, man. If not already there. I'm not gonna lie, I was more excited for this than Final Fantasy VII.
Really?
Well, because this is more of a reality. Final Fantasy VII is like, yeah, see you in like next year, maybe. You know,
Oh, I see what you mean.
I'll leave it for like future Baku to be excited on. This is like coming in 2-3 months, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah. Call me short-sighted, but and here's the new Mercenaries, Chris Redfield.
I feel like that's like a really good strategy for hyping responsibly. You know, just get
Carl
excited for things
Heisenberg.
when they're you know,
Lady Dimitrescu. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people. They're like, "Are you excited for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?" Oh, that's more.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet.
This is the third person mode. So Ethan is the main character for Final Fantasy VIII. This is the third person mode now. You see that?
Yeah.
It looks so good. So all the cutscenes are now done in third person mode. Yeah. So yeah, there you
Sweet.
go. That's the gold edition. Bada bang. Bada bam bam bada bum bam bam.
And that's going to
Okay.
be here on the 28th. That's awesome.
October.
28th of October, yes. Yes. Just
All
throughout
right.
the 28th. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's what, yeah.
Yeah, of June? No. Please. Add 4 months to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we also got news about the Resident Evil 4 remake. So we previously talked about RE4 remake and how we finally have some new some games scenes to actually show what the remake will look like. So we have a trailer to look at. So
Yes.
let's pull that up as well.
Yeah, we got some game scenes this time. Because before, during the PlayStation Showcase, they only show like cinematics. But now we're gonna see some in-game scenes that really shows you what it looks like.
Yeah. So I'll let you like control the playhead here. I don't know how long the.
Let's skip on a little bit because yeah. So let's look at this. I think this is more interesting. Like so it's definitely third person.
Yeah. I mean,
and like you don't just like get to like run in and just like punch zombies. Like the game. This is the important part. People that play recent Resident Evil 2 should be familiar. I think that says a lot about the game.
Looks really nice. That
Yeah,
third person perspective.
I think that's the important part. There you go. March 24th.
So that's just 9 months away from now, basically. Super.
Yeah, that this is pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice that we finally got some actual like gameplay to actually make comparisons to and just see how much of an impact. Because I mean, before I think the last time I actually saw that game in action was on a Nintendo Wii and like 480p. That looked great. That looked really nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time. They've sort of like redone 0, they redone 1, 2, 3, so naturally 4 is next. So I think it's pretty much on brand and on schedule, right? We already knew this is coming. So no big surprises. I think the only surprise at this point is what's the gameplay mechanics gonna be like, right? Is this first person? Is it third person? How do you combat? And it seems like it is gonna lean towards Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, which that's what the director and the producer said in the trailer. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm more excited about this next piece of news really than I think I should be. I should reel it in and
Oh, it's hard to contain your excitement about this, right? But go for it, man.
Yeah, I'm trying. So after this Capcom showcase, Capcom decided to put out a little bit of a feeler, a little survey that does require you to sign up for a Capcom account in order to voice your opinions. But I made sure to tweet out about it as soon as I saw it. It's a very straightforward survey. It asks handful of questions asking about what are some things that you're interested in, and they gave you a predetermined list of Capcom intellectual properties, among which were Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, Mega Man, Devil May Cry, but also included some other interesting titles, including Onimusha, Dino Crisis, and freaking Breath of freaking Fire was on the list. Breath of Fire was on the list. Breath of Fire was on the list.
We joke about it so much.
I know.
All the time. We joke about it so much, right?
Dude.
And yeah.
I freaking love Breath of Fire, especially, the first 4 of them. Okay, so.
What's wrong with 5? 5's fine.
I mean, 5 is fine. It's just not a Breath of Fire game, in my opinion. So
what about 6?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We don't talk about that.
So anyways, I made sure to tweet that out as soon as I saw it. So, if you have an opinion on the matter of what kinds of games you would like to see showcased, and if that opinion happens to include things like Onimusha or Dino Crisis or Breath of freaking Fire, then maybe you should go check it out. There will be a link in the video's description. So you could probably fill it out in the background while we're continuing this podcast, because the only thing
is 10 questions.
And to sign up for an account, that is going to turn a lot of people off, but it does only ask for your email. and date of birth and name, and I think that's it. Yeah.
Super fast.
Yeah. So
I did it on stream. It was so fast.
I know it is. Yeah. It was a refreshingly short survey after like the Persona ones.
No,
the Atlas survey where it was like 17 pages of like
70 pages.
I know. It was like they're like, all right, if you want to. Capcom just wants to know what kind of you're interested in, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
how
1 to
likely?
10, how do you like the survey? From 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend the survey? From 1 to 10, how well do you think the last question was worded?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So yes.
How likely do you think it is that Breath of Fire will actually get some sort of revival here?
OMG. I think very highly.
Really?
I've always said that I think Breath of Fire is coming. I've said it so many times that from my perspective, when I look at the game industry, I think Breath of Fire is coming. There's this like renaissance of like JRPG, if you will, like this like rebirth of JRPG.
Are you saying that some RPGs are being reborn in this era?
I think so. I mean, when they're remaking these games, isn't that essentially a game being reborn?
Mm-hmm.
Wink.
Yeah.
You know, and but like jokes aside, like Breath of Fire, you know, it's got you know, it's got the nostalgia, right? So the timing is right there. Like all these games that are being remade and remastered from like the PS1, PS2 era. Well, guess where Breath of Fire sits in? Right around that era. So the timing is perfect. The trend is there. They have the money. The interest.
They are doing well enough that they could experiment a little bit at this point.
Yeah. So I don't see why not. And in fact, this is something that I said. Monster Hunter obviously sold really well, but what you may not know is that the Monster Hunter story, which is like the straight up turn-based RPG spin-off, also sold really well, which should tell Capcom, hey, turn-based. Actually, not dead. Who knew? I don't know. Who knew that turn-based? Who knew?
I gotta be honest. I was not very optimistic until you said that, because I just assumed that I was, you know, just shouting into the wind, basically. You know, Breath of Fire, bring me. You know, it just feels like it's been so long. The last Breath of Fire game that they tried to make was Breath of Fire 6, which was a mobile game. I don't think we even got it here in the US, did we?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
It's Japan only.
And it looked like hot garbo.
It was, because I don't think it was even developed by Capcom. I think they outsourced it.
Yeah, they just threw the title at some developer, and they're like, hey, make us a mobile game. And that was kind of a low point in Capcom, I think, for a long time. And they seem to be making a comeback, and hopefully a complete return to form would include a revitalization. That's another word, huh? Another revitalization of the franchise. I would be so excited to see that. So
yeah, I'm super stoked. You know what's shouting into the wind? Suikoden.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I hurt Suikoden fans' feelings?
I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure Suikoden fans are psyched for Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, and
that is true. That is true.
We've moved on.
That is true. Yeah. Forget Konami. No, I am super stoked for Eiyuden. Oh man, that game looks amazing.
Yeah. Suikoden fans haven't walked away from Konami. Konami walked away from Suikoden fans. And Suikoden fans are just moving back to God. What's the name of the creator again? I can't always remember his name, but
I cannot remember off the top of my head. But we know who you're talking about. Yeah. The creator. Yeah. So it's kind of like just we kind of have to depend on the OG to like sort of make those games happen. And you know, some of them do a good job, some of them not so much. Like I don't know, Mega Man. A certain Kickstarter project that didn't end too well. So, you know, take a grain of salt, right? But I think if nothing else, Rising has shown us that the games that he's making is going to be great. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. tell us, all of you guys who are here right now, leave us in the comment. Tell us how likely you think Breath of Fire would be revived, and if you think it would be revived, what would you like to see in the new Breath of Fire game?
Oh man, I have a list. I got a list.
Oh, tell me your list.
You know what? That sounds like a video idea, actually.
Make a video. Done.
Okay, yeah.
You guys have to wait for it. Okay,
Yep.
Let's jump to the next thing.
All right.
So, you guys came for this, right?
Yeah. I mean, didn't we all?
You guys came for this. Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary. So you haven't watched it at all, right, Derek?
I have not. I've.
Oh, okay.
I'm completely blind.
Well, you guys will be able to see his live reaction. So let me tell you this right off the bat before we continue. There is one game in there in the show that I did not include because it's basically kind of like gotcha heart garbage. Final Fantasy VII milking.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely refused to do it. But this mobile game that you're about to cover is probably not going to be gotcha. So, let's see.
Yeah, I mean, and Baku here made a note. We rarely talk about mobile games on the show.
Rarely.
Not just like sometimes we really enjoy some of them. Like I loved Fantasia, for instance. I think it's a glowing example. But some people, unfortunately, we've recently learned don't really have the access to games that we all kind of take for granted, and some can only play on mobile. So we are going to try to cover this one because it looks like it could be a pretty promising mobile phone RPG.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
Based on the original trailer, it looks like this game is a Final Fantasy VII compilation that will cover the stories of Before Crisis, Crisis Core, OG Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children, and Dirge of Cerberus. It's going to cover the breadth of like those 5 pieces of IP stuff,
if you will. Like a better words. 5 chapters to this like grand like master piece of Final Fantasy.
Sprawling current canon of Final Fantasy VII. So although it's not called a remake, this very much looks like it's going to be a remake in every respect. And in fact, the only known compilation that covers the entire story of Final Fantasy VII within a unified look and feel. So it's a free to play game with some in-app purchases. Hopefully they won't be gotcha in nature, and hopefully they won't be predatory. We'll just have to see when it does come out. But we do have a trailer, and it looks like it could be pretty good.
It's so pretty. Take a look. It's so pretty. I'm actually slight interested in playing it, not going to lie. I know, mobile game, I know, but I mean, if this is not a remake, I don't know what you would call this. This is absolutely a remake compared to like the original Final Fantasy VII. There's a whole new engine. The battle system is different.
It certainly is.
Like I don't know, it just checks all the check boxes of what constitute a remake. It's just not called the remake because remake's already taken.
So that's what it looks like in combat.
Yeah, in combat looks completely different. It looks so good.
That does look good.
And that's mobile phone. Well, I mean, imagine playing that on like an iPad. Like, I think it's gonna be amazing.
So what is this UI at the bottom here? I'm seeing with like the 4 or 5 squares.
Know. I don't know. Some skins. So I'm thinking that's what they mean by in-app purchase. Yeah.
Yeah, the skins. Skin purchase. That was definitely
that's fine. Yeah.
That was definitely Advent Children Cloud.
Make some money. Go for it.
If it's skins only, I'm down.
They might sell chapters, which I am okay with. I mean, sure. Yeah. Like they might give you like the base OG7 game, but they might sell Crisis Core and Before Crisis and Advent Children, Dirge of Cerberus. Totally cool. If they sell them like $10 each or something, whatever, that's fine. And you get the full game for like $40. Sure, whatever. I think that's fair.
This actually looks
really good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And also, you get to see
weirdly conflicted about this.
Get to see this. Get to see a young version of a certain character. It's that young Sephiroth, if you see there.
closed beta test in 2022.
Yeah, if that does not look amazing, Yeah, so I mean, this is a remake in every sense of the word.
And it covers the entire scope of all of those things.
Yeah. So okay, so just more context. Before Crisis is a game that never even came. So this is probably the first time in the West that you can play Before Crisis. Crisis Core is in PSP. OG 507, of course, everyone played. Advent Children's a movie, right? And Dirge of Cerberus is, we don't talk about it. But now they haven't shown anything in terms of like Dirge of Cerberus, like gameplay. But given how game development works, it's very likely that they're going to have all 5 of these titles, if you will, under a similar, like a unified looking feel, same engine, and probably the same battle system. I don't think they're going to vary all too much. So that's going to be pretty crazy. We don't know what they're going to do for FF7 Advent Children yet. I mean, it's listed in the original trailer, not this one, but the initial trailer. But it's very promising.
Wouldn't
so far,
the absolute irony be that like this blew up more than Final Fantasy VII Remake because it's what so many people wanted Final Fantasy VII Remake to just freaking be?
Yeah. No, you know what? I've seen a lot of like I got on Twitter. I've seen a lot of tweets where I go like, "Oh yeah, we're super stoked for Ever Crisis. This is what we want that remake to be." But then they give us this like high def like action like battle BS. I mean, look, I like them both. I like them both. I've talked about this before too. But,
I know. I like them both as well.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. It looks good. Okay. So next one. This one is the thing that I'm like super stoked about, actually relative to the second installment to the remake. And that is Crisis Core FF7 Reunion. Another one of those rewords. This is the fully voiced remaster of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, which originally came out in 2007 on the PSP. The game focuses on Zack Fair, a young member of Soldier who is assigned to look for the missing soldier, Genesis Rhapsodos. I'm totally mispronounced that name, I'm sure.
Yeah.
This story will take us from the Wutai War all the way to just before the beginning of the original FF7 story. So it spans quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
If you look at the trailer, you will see why I'm super excited for this.
So this is actually a game I remember predicting during our last show might be showing up. So I'm pretty excited.
Take a look.
The price of freedom is steep.
Yada yada.
That is definitely a yada yada moment just now.
I know.
I can cut loose, right?
You sure you haven't seen this?
I sure haven't. It looks kind of familiar.
Yeah.
Kind of like the.
Yeah, I mean the battle system looks still pretty similar to obviously the UI is completely changed, but the main elements are still there. I compared this to the PSP gameplay.
Yeah. That looks really cool. It looks like that looks exactly like what I've been waiting for, actually. Because I've always wanted to play Crisis Core, but I actually never did. Part of it was that, for whatever reason, I thought that I would really want a right analog stick for like camera controls. And well, now I'll probably have access.
Settle down, Zack the puppy. What do you know?
Shiver lapdogs!
It looks really good. I'm super stoked for this. I'm 100% going to play this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably will too.
Ooh. Hello, Aerith.
Not quite.
God, you're
It's
perfection.
a church.
By the way, what is your dream? To become first? Is it?
No, to become a hero.
Ah, good. Unattainable dreams are the best kind.
Embrace your dreams. And whatever happens, protect your honor.
As soldier! Come and get it!
Awesome.
Crisis Core 5v7 Reunion. Coming this
Available
winter.
This winter. Oh my.
Yes. So, as you can see, it's coming this winter, releasing on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. So,
Switch
every
too?
way, the Switch too, yeah, it's
Wow.
low enough
I didn't-
graphics demand that you can play on the Switch.
I
which is
didn't know
nice.
that the Switch could play games. That's cool.
Mr. Inval, you hear that? Okay, so I'll tell you why I'm excited about this. First of all, it's this winter, not next winter,
Yeah.
which it's too far away from me. This winter is within reason for me to be hyped about. But I think the other main reason is because this is the first time that it's coming to console. Like, we don't need a PSP to experience the prequel. And Zack is an extremely likable character. So, like, the story some people don't like it. I personally really love the Crisis Core story. It adds a lot of character, adds a lot of detail. It makes me appreciate the world of Final Fantasy VII more.
Mhm.
Opinion may vary, but now there's a way for everyone to enjoy that and hunt down a PSP and hunt down a copy of the game and play it legally. And all the fully voiced lines and renewed graphics, I think those are just icing
Icing
on the cake.
for sure.
The main point is that this experience is now available for all modern game systems. So I'm more excited for that than anything else.
Yeah. And then on the heels of that, we also got another announcement here for Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade coming to Steam.
Yes.
So what is Intergrade? It's basically Final Fantasy VII Remake plus the Final Fantasy VII R episode intermission, a brand new story arc.
naming scheme.
I know. A brand new story arc featuring Yuffie, or is it Yuffie? Yuffie. I think it's Yuffie, right?
Yuffie,
Has the main character infiltrating Midgar to steal a certain materia from Shinra.
Shinra, yeah.
Yeah.
Misspell, sorry.
No worries. And then
Yes.
we got a little Steam teaser trailer for that as well here. I do
Quick
believe.
trailer.
So let's
Quick
check
trailer.
that out.
Cloud, let us defy destiny together.
Gonna drop plate number 7.
Oh, now available on Steam and Steam Deck, it says. I like that.
I need to play this.
Have you not?
No, I'm not playing Intergrade.
Integrate. Okay, I haven't done Integrate
Oh,
either.
Intermission. I'm not playing Intermission.
Yeah, me neither.
I played a base game. I have a PS5. I have no time. Because a certain mod in my Twitch channel is making me play Persona 4 right now.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that you're playing it.
A certain mod who's also here in chat right now.
How are you enjoying it so far?
I actually like it a lot, so
It's really
I'm
good.
not mad at it. Yeah, I actually really do like it.
Awesome.
But there you go. I mean, nothing new. I just want to show this quick trailer to remind everyone this is about. Yeah, no big news there. That's already available on PS5 and PC through Epic Games. But now, if you don't like Epic, and a lot of people don't, and you just love Steam, which I also do, this is coming soon.
The exciting thing
And
about
actually, no, sorry, it's not coming soon. It's already available.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The
Yes,
especially exciting thing about whenever games are coming to Steam now is that because they're coming to Steam, I'm like, hey, people with a Steam Deck can play that. It's interesting to me now that whenever I see games coming to Steam, and I don't know if this has been a mental shift for you as well. I've always been like, oh, it's coming to PC, cool, whatever. But now that they've got the Steam Deck, it's like, oh, it's coming to this other console. It feels hits a little different, which is kind of like I don't know how they did it, but Steam managed to solidify themselves in my head now as a console in some way. And it's just the weirdest feeling. Like, I'm like, that's not right, but it is.
Well, I mean, they tried it with the what is that thing called? Like, I have one staring at.
Oh, the Steam Deck. No, not
the
Steam Deck.
Is it the Steam?
What do they call that? The remote player, right?
Yeah, that thing that connects to your PC and you can. So I
Steam
actually
Link.
have one of those. Is the Steam Link? Well, I
Yeah.
have one of those hooked up to upstairs, so I can and so it's hardwired, so I can just play my PC game, upstairs, and that's really cool. But it's obviously they were trying to do something. They had their own controller, which I also bought because they had this one sale where they were selling control for like $5. You just have to pay for shipping. So I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. So I bought a controller for $5.
Yep, I got it too.
Right. Remember that deal?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So I bought all that.
I'll take that all day. It's a terrible controller,
Steam machine,
but it's still good.
Steam box.
Oh, Steam Box.
Yeah, so but I think that was like their first step in testing like their water for like consoles and what have you. So I think it's the right move, honestly. Yeah. All right.
So this next one.
The last piece of news. I mean, this is the piece of news that I think like 80% of people were super excited about. 80% of people cried when they saw it. I was the 20% that cried during reunion and didn't care about this one. Okay, I didn't cry, but okay, so let's talk about it. So after Final Fantasy Remake, it's not going to be called Remake Part 2. It's going to be called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is why we kept making fun of like this whole like thing, like reunion, rebirth, and later on we'll talk about reborn. I hate their naming schemes. I really, really hate their naming schemes. It has also been confirmed that this is going to be a 3-part trilogy, which I've always advocated that it was going to be a 3-part trilogy. We don't know what the third game is going to be called, but we'll talk a little bit about that later too. So development is going well, according to the creative director Tetsuya Nomura, who mentioned that some development has already begun for the third part of the trilogy. So not only are they moving along swimmingly for the second game, they're already starting the third game. We'll see,
All
Mr.
right.
Nomura. Let's take a look at that trailer so you can see what's to expect.
This is my first time seeing this trailer, so hopefully it'll blow me away.
You play Final Fantasy VII, right? You already know the story to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can talk about it.
What we've done, that's set in stone. The past is forever. But the future, even if it has been written, can be changed. So focus on the future, not the past.
What will become of the planet?
Finish what he started. He wants to reclaim his birthright.
Yes.
And rule over the planet with Genova at his side.
They're gonna talk about Niflheim probably.
I saw you lying there.
Oh god, that compression looks awful on this video. It's not just our stream, everybody. That's what the video actually looks like.
Some kind of imposter?
Ugh.
You were here with me.
Oh, Zach.
Where are you? What happened to you?
Well, now you finally get to know what happened to Zach.
Sorry.
Why is he in the sorry
I feel like I
state?
failed you.
That's what they cover in Crisis Core.
Huh.
Rebirth.
Interesting.
Next winter.
Next winter. Oh geez.
I love
So that is the next winter why everybody cried?
No, you know what? It became a meme on Twitter, I think, because they say this winter, next winter, and like people are like, "What's next winter? What does next winter mean?" Everyone is just like crapping on Square Enix for not giving like a month or a year instead, just like next winter.
I know, because it's like technically next winter is the one that happens this year, right?
No, that's this winter.
I know, but I know it's just such such vague language intentionally.
Yeah.
So it's
like bi-weekly. Is that every 2 weeks or
twice a week? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like that. English is a terrible language sometimes. But yeah, so I don't know. Like, so we've got this whole thing going on. I asked about it. A lot of people asked about it. What do you all think that third game is going to be called? Like, okay, so the first game is Remake. The second game is Rebirth. What do y'all think the third game is going to be called? I've heard Rebuild.
I've heard Revive. I've heard
Revive.
Revitalize is one that I said a little bit ago. Remission.
Remission. Relapse.
Oh no. Oh man. And I responded on your Twitter. They should call it remastered, just to confuse the heck out of everybody. There's remake and then remaster and then yeah. Or maybe something that just breaks the theme entirely, like call it retrograde. Like retrograde. Like yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. There's some crazy options that they could have for and who knows. All I do know is that it's probably not going to be Reborn, because it sounds like that's already been used. But we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Unless they're going to use it anyway.
Maybe.
We're turning into that kind of show now. We're just gonna guess game names. Like ever since like Project Tree or Try, which we now know is what
Trinity
Triangle Trinity Trigger. Yeah.
God, we're so
turning
close
into that kind of show.
let's give it another go, and then like we can remind us in 5 years when it's eventually announced. We can be like, oh,
Remind.
Remind.
You just said another one.
That's a Kingdom Hearts. That's actually Kingdom Hearts. They just did that, didn't they?
It's Gnome with us, so I mean,
I know
he's not. Reverse. I think Reverse makes sense for this, but
I think Revival would probably honestly be like something that could hint at something, like, because it sounds like they're all about changing fate and stuff. Revival, I think, might be like something that
in
would
the cards.
Maybe. Yeah, it's a possibility, and it would allude to maybe something that could happen that would undermine the entire story of the original game. But
absolutely.
But everybody always wanted to do it, so maybe we'll see.
Let us know in the comments below, please.
Ooh, Revenge is another one.
Revenge. Yeah, someone said Revenge, and I said Eric gets to do the stabby stab this time.
Yes.
Okay, have you ever seen this? Like, this is like old like YouTube video, I think, called like Peach's Revenge. Where like Mario got killed by Bowser, and like Peach just goes on like a murder rampage. It's called Peach's Revenge.
Okay.
It's hilarious. I forgot which. I think it's from Dorkly. Yeah.
Oh God, I remember that.
It's hilarious. You gotta watch it after this. Like, just search Peach's Revenge. It's hilarious. Sure. Anyways, I was just like, so as soon as someone said Revenge, I'm just like, I can see it now. Cloud dies, and the air just go like ape crap on Sarah.
Okay, I got one more submission. Well, three more. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
I had that on my Twitter. I had that on my tweet for the show.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I did. I I said, what is that? Renew, reduce, recycle.
Yep.
The four R's.
Exactly.
Great mind think alike. So there you go. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think. All right. So that covers all the game announcements. How are you feeling about all the games coming out, Derek? You stoked? We eating well?
Yeah. I'm moderately stoked so far, I would say. Stokage, optimal parameters.
Are you gonna have to redo your annual not annual 2022 games that I'm hyped for JRPG list? Yeah,
maybe.
I think you might have to. It's about time.
I think you're right. I made one at the beginning of the year, and we're halfway through, and we're just piling more games onto the list every dang week. It's awesome. I love it.
My backlog, I know. I'm just traumatized.
I know.
So I don't know if you guys have not followed us on Twitter, do that. Like, do that right now. But I shared on Twitter this like master game list, just of the games we've talked about this year so far, 6 months in, and it's like 140 games we've talked about, including not including today's show. So not even including the ones we talked about. And a lot of those are this year. And I've only included them because they're relevant to sort of like our viewer base and, obviously to Derek and myself. So there you go. That's at least, even if I only take 10% of that list, let's say I'm only interested in 10% of this, so only 14 games.
I know, that's 14, more than one a month.
That's 14 games. That's a lot. I play like one game a month. Like that's already adding 2 games to my backlog. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. My backlog is never going to end. I'm pretty sure it's outlived my remaining life. My backlog.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right. So let's go into industry news, shall we, Derek? Let's talk about some stuff that's happening in the game industry. Really exciting news for people who likes to read. I don't read, but if you are a avid reader and you like RPGs, there is going to be a new Dark Souls novel coming from Software, and one such person named Michael A. Stackpole, which you may know him as the author to the Star Wars X-Wing novels. I actually don't know. I'm just reading from the script.
Sure.
But I have heard of the X-Wing novels, so there's that. They will now collaborate on a new Dark Souls novel titled Dark Souls Mask of Vindication. It will be released simultaneously in Japanese and English on October 25th of this year, both in physical and digital copies. So if you want paper version, you've got it. If you want to read it on your notes or whatever, you've got that too. So yeah, Dark Souls novel. I am intrigued because
I know. I'm kind of curious what that would look like, because I feel like Dark Souls in general gets a lot of its mystique and from like its, you have to piece together a lot of the story yourself, right? This is a completely different medium that wouldn't be conducive to such things, I suspect.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a huge challenge to the author to be able to, just make sense of this world and write it in, that preserves that atmosphere and what have you. So wow, it's such a huge challenge. I don't know if this person's up to the task, but good luck. And I'm really hoping that this is going to be a great novel and we can see more like literary works that's based on games. I think it's really cool. I mean, look, I don't subscribe to like novels and what have you, but hey, I'm just like illiterate, man. Like, there are plenty of people out there who loves reading as a hobby, and they also like JRPGs. So
I wonder if we'll ever get an audiobook version of this if it does well. That would be
Audible. Yeah, I would listen to it. Yeah, please just don't make me rewords. But if you play it, I will listen to it. Yeah.
So we got another little bit of interesting bit of news. Dragami Games is planning a Lollipop Chainsaw revival. So this is a new game subsidiary headed by former Kanagawa Games CEO Yoshimi Yasuda, who announced that they will be bringing back the hack and slash title Lollipop Chainsaw, originally released in 2012 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Dragami Games currently they hold the IPs of notable games such as Demon Gaze, as well as Relayer, and how do you pronounce this next one? Is it Root Letter?
Oh, Root Letter, yeah, Root Letter.
Yeah, Root Letter. So kind of interesting. We'll see how they do. I would be interested because, I mentioned once upon a time that the game that I wanted to design took place as like fighting zombies off in a high school and stuff. And that's kind of what Lollipop Chainsaw does. Albeit they did it like a, 3D, not like a, top down. I would do it more like Terranigma style, but this is cool too. I dig it.
This is like super over the top, super crazy, insane.
It's like, isn't it also Suda 51 or Suda 41.
I don't know.
I thought he was involved because it feels a
I
lot like
wouldn't
No
be
More Heroes.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think the boyfriend's head is like, you know, you get to walk around your boyfriend's head, like undying head, like that's like your companion. Like I forgot. It's like something crazy.
Yeah. Suda 51 was involved in it.
Oh, it was? Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
So that's
that explains a lot.
it definitely does. I love it.
Yep. So yeah, so there's the revival. So if you want to see the original,
you say.
Damn it. We're not getting away from this stupid thing.
I know.
Yeah, but definitely check out that tweet. We have it in the description for your viewing pleasure. Okay. So this next one, let's if you don't mind switching over to my screen because we want to show some screenshots and whatnot as we talk about this.
You bet. Got it pulled
So
up
our
here.
friends over at Siliconera, had kindly stored some of these pictures that we'll take a look at. But let's talk about what this is about. What are we talking about with the Tactics Ogre Reborn? What is this Reborn? Well, PlayStation Network, PSN, accidentally leaked a Tactics Ogre Reborn as an announced game on its website. Now, while this is not an official announcement, and I repeat, this is not an announcement, there is mounting evidence pointing to this being a very real thing. Let's talk about it. First of all, the Tactics Ogre Remaster was among the titles in the now infamous or famous NVIDIA GeForce Now data mine leak from last year. Well, we talked about that before, right?
Oh, yeah. We did.
And we'll talk about it again. Yeah. Which saw other titles which had since been officially announced, right?
That's right.
So that's strike one. Square Enix filed for a trademark for Tactics Ogre Reborn April this year. So that matches. And also, this is a leak on PlayStation Network, not some like third party
Best
like
Buy or
seller
whatever.
site. Yeah, like I don't care how big, like, you know, like so talking about the P5 Royal leak, that was on some like random like third party seller site, right?
Yeah,
And-
videogames.biz, something like that.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how big that seller is in their region. Maybe very reputable, maybe very big, but nothing quite like PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're not the same. They're not on the same scale. So this is on PSN. So that's already 3 strike. Plus, we've got new arts. Like this has got to be the most elaborate prank from someone from PlayStation. If they went out the way to make all these incredible looking new art for the game, with a new logo and all, just to prank, just to coincide with the Reborn. I mean, can it be? Sure. I mean, there are really talented people out there.
They usually have
Is it
better things
likely?
to do, though.
They usually have better things to do. Like, if you can make this, I don't think you're doing this as a
I know.
prank.
That looks great. That looks so nice.
What work do you have to do this? You have to make this incredible art, somehow get into the PSN system, somehow post it on long enough for people to see it. Like, no. Listen, we're pretty sure this is real.
Yeah.
Right. But even though we have all the reasons in the world to believe that this is real, we will still wait for an official announcement. So please look forward to that. If information is to be believed on this site that was leaked, though, we should expect to see this on at least PS4 and PS5. No other platform is known at the moment, but we will keep you all posted. So yeah, so take a look at. Thank you again to our friends over at Siliconera for having these high resolution pictures that they are storing for your viewing pleasure. We have added the link down below so you can read their coverage and also take a look at some of these artwork yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So here's the question to everybody. How confident do we feel about the data mine leak right now, right? So let's talk about it, right? There are a couple of titles that were included in the data mine, and I'll read them off, right? Chrono Cross Remastered, check. We've already gotten that. Final Fantasy VII Remake, check. We got that on PC anyways, which is what we just basically talked about on Steam, right?
Yep.
The whole Intergrade. Final Fantasy IX Remake is on the list, which we have not heard a peep about, but that's on the list. That has not been talked about. Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster, that has been heavily speculated for a long time, hasn't been talked about yet. Kingdom Hearts 4, we saw the trailer some time ago. We covered it, so that's coming out. A new strategy game, they said, from Square Enix, which has been verified as the Dialfield Chronicle, which we've seen from when was it? When did we see the Dialfield Chronicle? Was it Nintendo
Direct? Yeah.
Yeah, so we saw that on Nintendo Direct. Tomb Raider 25th Anniversary Edition, which we have not heard about yet. But
yet.
That might change because now that has been sold, that subsidiary has been sold, that actually might be the one that doesn't come from Square Enix at least.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because they sold Eidos Montreal or whatever.
Correct, to Embracers. Yeah, for like 300 mil.
I doubt they would scrap it out of nowhere though.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be from Square Enix. It wouldn't be up to them. Yeah, it would be up to Embracer to do it, right? And then there was an unannounced card game 2, which we have since found out that is the Voice of Cards, the Forsaken Maiden. So that checked out. So really, there are only 3 games left off this list from Square Enix that we have not seen or heard an official announcement. Final Fantasy IX Remake, Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster, and now Tactics Ogre Reborn. And if this list is to be believed, this is not going to be a remake. This is going to be a remaster. Now, we don't know which remaster is from. Is it a remaster of the original Super Nintendo, like in keeping that battle system? Is it going to be a remaster of the PSP version with all the new characters and a slightly different battle system and leveling up system? We don't know, but again, whenever we have official announcement, you can bet that we are going to cover this.
Exciting.
So how sure do you think we're going to get Final Fantasy?
I mean, I'm feeling
Remake at this point.
I'm feeling reasonably confident that
You're pretty good.
I'm feeling good at this point. Like we're like at 80% of everything has come to fruition. Like at this point, it's like if at this point we can't believe it, it's like then we literally cannot believe any leak ever. I feel like at this point it has enough of a track record that's like, this is legit.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was saying about earlier with like there's a different level of like rumor and leaks. Like they're different seeing some cover on some website, that's not a strong leak. This just evidence mounting. This is insane. Not official announcement. Yeah.
Did you also mention the Live Alive remake? I think wasn't that also in the NVIDIA?
Was it in there?
I don't remember.
If I was, I missed it.
But I don't remember if it was. I thought it might have been. But
actually, no. I think you're right. Life Alive was probably on there.
Because like I remember that was also just like a way out of left field thing, and everybody's like, "This has to be fake."
Yeah, okay. And then, but Live Alive HD 2D, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 4 is the one that I'm just like, get out of here, man. Kingdom Hearts 4 is not coming back for another like decade. And then like next month, it was like, Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming out. I was like, oh crap.
I know.
And you know what? Teach you to bet against him.
Yeah.
So hey, tell us what you all think. Are you excited for the remake? See, I'm worried that the Final Fantasy IX remake is just talking about like the cartoon that they're talking about. So,
yeah. Like if it's so that's by a French animation studio though, right? So
yes,
that doesn't necessarily.
It's not a game per se.
And they might not be unless they're doing it in CGI or something. And it doesn't look like they are they? As far as I can tell, it doesn't look CG. I mean, we haven't seen anything.
Yeah, no one has seen anything. But I mean, about it. So
yeah, I guess.
But they do special in like they do specialize in like like 3D kind of animation for what I've seen.
Do they?
Like that studio? Yeah, it seems that way.
So maybe that is. But calling it a remake though would. And not like a project. I don't know.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see.
We'll see. I don't know.
All right.
I think I was thinking of a mana game when I. Yeah. So never.
A mana game.
Yeah, or the mana animation
Oh yeah.
I think that's what I was
That's
thinking
from a
of.
different studio.
That's what I was thinking of when I was like, it doesn't look CG, but yeah.
No,
Disregard.
that's a different studio.
It's too many games, too many
Too many games.
animations. Everything's blurred.
Yeah, I know, but we'll definitely cover it. There's just a lot more like game animation coming now. There's the Trails of Cold Steel one coming. Yeah, no, there's a lot of new game related animates. It's a good time to be a JRPG gamer.
Yeah,
Telling you,
for sure.
Insane. Yeah. All right. Speaking of things you can spend money on, let's talk about the merch. So, if you saw the 25th anniversary, you probably already know that there are all these merch. Well, I'm happy to tell you that you can get them from your local Square Enix store online. So we've got this Static Arts Cloud Strife figure. We've got a bunch of play arts that's here. You got a bunch of jewelry if you're into those. We've got more pins than you can count. You got a mug. Everyone likes mugs. Only a $30 mug. Oh my God, $30 mug.
Can I just mention real quick? These Final Fantasy VII pin badges, these collections are $60. Whereas you can get 4 Super Derek pin badges for $8 at shop.superderekrpgs.com. And yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, these don't even look that good. I would be honest with you.
They look like Pogs. They look like
they
Pogs.
look terrible. It's like, okay, I go to a lot of anime conventions and I've seen like better like pins for less. Just like, this is ridiculous. And this $200 clock. I mean, we don't you just love this? Oh my God,
that's $200.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, it's a $200 clock. Oh my God. Does anyone love Shinra elite security officer enough to pay $470?
Oh man.
I mean, $190 for Cloud, that's actually reasonable. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's actually reasonable. That's about par for, especially nowadays when figures prices has gotten a little bit more pricey because of the the shortage of material and labor. Yeah, on 190, honestly, from a person who looks at figures all the time, this is about par. But $470 for an elite security officer with the bike. I don't know who's buying this, but please, if any of you guys look to buy this, let us know, please. We need to have a talk. We need to have a talk. More affordable are the plushie, at least slightly so. And also these music boxes actually are really nice. They're only $18. So if you got a friend who's like really into Final Fantasy, and yeah, I think these actually make really good gifts. Like, this is not being sarcastic. These are actually really nice. So I recommend these, if nothing else, for like a gift for a friend, a birthday gift or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's your merch.
All right. Well, I got some merch to talk about.
Oh, you got merch to talk about?
Not our merch. I mean, I already talked about it, but we also got. Here, I'll switch to my screen here.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, a little bit of this.
A little bit of that.
Yeah. So, Pop Up Parade has an Aigis figure that looks pretty darn good, I think, if I may say so. The figure is not scaled and will be about 6.5 inches or about 17 centimeters tall. Pop-Up Parade tends to make figures for the complete lineup of characters, so while it's not official, we do have some level of expectation that the rest of the Persona 3 cast may be turned into these also similar non-scale figures. The pre-order for Aigis is currently open. It's going to be open now until the 13th of July. Yeah, you might want to get on that if you want to get in on some of this, action figure action. Well,
it's not
figure. I know.
It's a figure, yeah.
I was trying to be clever, but it didn't work. But yeah, they got some pretty cool poses here, or shots.
Yeah. So we're saying about the Papa figure, and again, Papa figure, Papa Parade figures. That's like a relatively new line. I mean, it's been going on for a little bit now, but it's a relatively new line from Good Smile Company, which is a very famous figure, company in Japan. And the cool thing about this is that it is non-scale, but really good quality. And they tend to make the entire cast, whereas other scale figures that are more expensive, they might just make the most popular figure person, for example. But if
Mhm.
you're one of those collectors, if you're like, oh, I love Funko Pop, I love Nendroid because they're more affordable and I can have like the whole team, but I don't like the look. I don't like the chibi look. I don't like all these parts from Nendroid. This is for you. This is for you. If you want to collect the whole team because you just love the game, hate the chibi look, I want like the actual like size person. This is the answer. And they're a lot more affordable than your regular figure. Look at how much that is. That's what, 30 some dollars?
Yeah, it says approximately 30.22 in USD.
Yeah. So let's add 50% shipping because shipping is crazy, right? That's like what, 40, that's like $60, which is way better than like a scale figure at like, maybe like 170, 180 if you're lucky.
That,
So, yeah.
that actually looks pretty awesome. Would you say that this is like a beginner level figure if one were to start collecting at some point?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what they're trying to do is like, more rapid, faster release and more like complete collection of figures at affordable prices. Uh, it hits a sweet spot for a lot of like beginner collectors, especially.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
highly recommend
Well,
taking a look at that.
maybe I'll try it out. I have not got any real figures. I've got a Link Figma figure, and I've got that Sora that looks like he was left in a car too long. All right, so
I loved it though. I loved it. That is the memorabilia that you got to keep that. I think it's going to be worth something one day.
at least 5 cents, I'm sure.
At least 5 cents more.
All right. So do you want to take a look at some of the super chats that we've gotten so far today?
Let's do it.
All right, we got a few here to cover. So starting with Still Alive, who says, what's your guys' bestest guesses as to why Square hasn't brought all of the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters to console yet? It can't be because they think it would not be profitable, can it?
That's a good question. So it's only available on Steam right now, right?
Yeah. So it's only, as far as consoles go, it's only available on Steam Deck.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the Steam Deck. Yeah, we just talked about it.
So I don't know, man. It's the weirdest thing. I've been expecting some sort of collection, maybe, or like it feels like it should be on the way, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely money to be made for, let's say, releasing that on PS4, PS5, and Switch at the minimal. I mean, Xbox, great, but I don't think anyone who's been around gaming long enough would look to Xbox as like a JRPG playing machine.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's already available on PC and by extension Steam and on Steam Deck. So that's not really a question. We're really just asking about like Switch and the PlayStation systems. And man, I definitely can see a huge sale on those. So, that's perplexing. But then again, Square Enix makes a lot of very perplexing business decisions that I can't make sense of sometimes. So
I know.
there may be a good reason behind the scene that we don't know about, right? Maybe some legal things that we don't know about, but yeah, aside from that, I don't see why they wouldn't. It's not a technology thing because the architecture for the new gen systems are very similar to PC anyway. So it's not even like the PS3 sort of issue where like the architecture is just extremely wonky, right? Or like the Wii. But like the Switch and PS4 they're practically PCs.
I know.
So
or at least one's practically a mobile game. Like it should be a super easy thing to port to.
Yeah, I have no idea why they wouldn't. And heck, even if it takes a little work, just the amount of potential sales is absolutely worth it. So
Yeah.
maybe
I'm
some
sure they
kind of
will.
time exclusive. I don't know with
Maybe.
Steam.
Not with
I don't
Steam
know.
though. That's weird, right? It just doesn't add up.
It doesn't. That's why I'm thinking. I'm thinking really hard.
It's a great
That is
mystery,
an
actually.
amazing question. I'm gonna think more on that.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be part of the new Switch or the Nintendo Direct maybe at the end of the month.
Yeah.
The
If it
rumored one,
happens,
if it
yeah,
happens.
if it happens, you'll hear about it, which is crazy because they're saying like the 29th is supposed to be the date. And I was like, it's the 19th. That's 10 days from now. They really not announced 10 days ahead. Like, come on. Like, seriously?
I mean, sometimes they do. Sometimes it's like within a week, so you never know.
Yeah. Well, let's wait and see. Let's
All
wait
right.
and see.
We got
Yep.
another super chat here from Mr. Naticus who says, so what are your thoughts on Square Enix working on on 4 Final Fantasy VII games? Everyone's talking about the 2 announced games and that FF7R will be a trilogy, but glazing over the fact that there's another unannounced game in the works.
That's an announced game in the works.
Yeah, he
I
says.
didn't hear about that
Yeah,
one.
he says that there's another unannounced game in the works.
So let's think about it. There are evil 2, 3. I mean, there are technically already 4 games in the works.
Yeah,
and
we've
that
already
is-
talked about 4 of them today, right?
Well, we talked about 4 of them today, but one of them is just a Steam.
Oh,
like,
that's right, the
availability.
Steam port.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that we didn't touch on is First Soldier, which is that gacha game, and it's like some kind of weird arena shooter fighter thing. It's like not even remotely RPG. I know.
Okay.
I know. That's why we didn't talk about it because it's like, bleh, like
Yeah.
who cares? Yeah. So that one is one game, and then you have Rebirth, and then the third game.
Oh, maybe
and they
the
technically
unannounced
work-
is the
yeah,
third in the
that's
series.
that's technically unannounced, but also like known. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
weird,
kind of a given.
like, yeah. And then of course, Ever Crisis that's still being developed. So let's say it's those 4. How do I feel? If they're willing to put the resource to back this is fine. The only thing that I feel like the team that works on the shooter is not even going to be the team that does like the RPGs anyway. Like, it's just so vastly
Mhm.
different of a game. The only thing that's similar is just using maybe some assets.
Yeah,
And
they're
that's it.
definitely casting
Yeah,
a
it's
pretty
just-
wide net, and I can appreciate that, but oh man, I really hope that they don't overdo it and just kind of like hammer it into the ground, you know?
Yeah, I'm very meh about it. The Ever Crisis, again, I'm excited for folks who can't play on a console, and it is a very complete work
Yeah.
that is not available anywhere else.
And hopefully
hopefully
the gameplay is going to be good. I mean, that's the one thing
hopefully the
that's left
gameplay
me.
is going to be good.
Because if that's
Yeah.
bad, then it's all bad. But it
Yeah,
looks
that's bad, it's bad.
promising.
Yeah, so there's that, and then really, we're really talking about 3 games and not 4 games, if that's what we're talking about, because like Rebirth and that other game is probably going to be the same team. So as long as they have separate teams working on these, and the directors just kind of like oversees it, and have separate producers for different games.
Mm-hmm.
Producers are kind of like project managers in this sense.
Yeah. But
But like, yeah, you can have one creative director, but as long as that person does not get in the weeds of things, it may not be so bad. And as long as Square Enix is actually willing to put in the resource and get these things done, again, I think this is going to be a lot better than, say, what we've seen in the past in terms of development. I'm really hoping that they've learned their lesson from FF15 and
Mhm.
don't try to pull that again. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, we shall see. And we have one final super chat here from Still Alive who says, second question of the week, Bahamut Lagoon, Treasure Hunter G, or Treasure of the Rudras. Which of these 3 would you like to see localized the most?
I'm sorry, what were the choices again?
They were Bahamut Lagoon,
Mm-hmm.
Treasure Hunter G, or Treasure of the Rudras.
Ooh, that's tough.
It's especially tough because I have not played any of them, but I remember hearing really great things about all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Treasure Hunter G sounds like it was either that or Treasure of the Rudras. There was one of those two that stood out to me as being like, I gotta play it, but it's been so long.
I want. Oh, oof. Yeah, that's rough.
All of the above, I guess.
It is all the above. I don't want to cop out, especially you throw money into this. It's a super chat. I'll give you an answer. Bahamut Lagoon.
You'd go with Bahamut Lagoon? Okay.
I'll go with Bahamut Lagoon. Yeah, because I feel like Rudra, like no one's really missing anything. That's just a game that like just never came out. Like who cares? Forget it. It's just I can write this off. Like, but Bahamut Lagoon, like I feel like enough people have played that game, and it would be nice to see like a new rendition or a new game or something in that franchise. And it was really nice. Like people really did enjoy it. So I would love to see that.
Yeah, it does seem to be the one that gets talked about the most when among these fan localized games. Bahamut Lagoon's always on the short list, which is kind of why I'm kind of like, well, they must have done a really good job. So
yeah,
I mean,
no, it was a really good game for back in the time. So I would really like to see something done there. I mean, you want to talk about shouting into the wind like this?
Well, we thought that about Live Alive, so.
That is fair. That is fair. That is fair.
I know, man. Well, anyways,
Square
guys,
Enix.
it has been a pleasure to stream for all of you this evening. If you enjoyed what you saw, please consider, or if you enjoyed what you heard, please consider either giving this video a like here on YouTube or on your various podcasting platform of choice. Give us a rating if you'd like to, and thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys next Sunday when, gosh, I guess we just have... hopefully more awesome news to talk about. So until then.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Have a great night, everybody, and a good week.
Great night.
Hang on. Baku, any closing thoughts?
I'm just gonna it bears bear repeating one more time. Our Twitter and our Twitch links are down in the description below, so definitely check them out. You know what this is called? Like it's called what is it called? A call to action. A call to action. Yeah, we got to do the call to action, Derek. Yes, all of our Twitter and Twitch links down below. All the videos and games that upcoming release and announcement always down below. Any first party sources for any of the news that we use are all down below. Please consider coming by to hang out. I'll be streaming over in my Twitch channel Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I believe Derek's schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yeah,
Monday, Wednesday,
right.
Friday. Yes. Yeah. So please come by and hang out, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys there.
All right. See you there, everybody.
Take care.